Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Harry Keeling, and on behalf of the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and Alaska Public Media, welcome to Hangar Flying. Our guest this evening is a leader in unmanned aircraft and unmanned vehicles, actually, and president of the largest industry organization focused on unmanned systems. Mike Toscano has had a distinguished career in federal government and now leads a truly world-class organization with almost 8,000 individual members. Mike came to Anchorage to participate in the 7th annual Alaska UAS Intergroup Conference. The conference, in fact, this year had almost 200 members and included internationally important representatives like Mike. Mike, welcome to Hangar Flying.
Harry, hey, thank you for having me on the show.
It's a real honor to have you here, sir. Let's start by talking about your passion for the future of UAS.
Well, first of all, Harry, this is a revolutionary technology on an evolutionary path. And when I say that, it basically is a technology that can truly change the world. In doing those things, and I think we've talked about the 4 Ds, the dirty, dangerous, difficult, and dull jobs that human beings do every day. And this is one of those technologies that can be more effective, more efficient, and in many cases, life-saving.
Can you describe your organization, AUVSI?
Sure. We're a nonprofit organization for the advancement of unmanned systems, those things that fly, drive, and navigate in the air, on our highways or roadways, and in the oceans. And this unmanned system technology is one of those things that, as I mentioned earlier, will change the world because of the 2 things they do very well. They're very good at providing situational awareness, and they're very good as a delivery system. So when you stop and think what men and women do today in their jobs, if having better information to make smarter decisions is important to you, or the ability to get something from point A to point B in sometimes very hazardous or very hostile environments, this is a good capability.
I've always admired your organization. In fact, I've been a member just about as long as I've been involved with UAS, I think 8 years, 7 or 8 years. And I really want to thank you for the contributions you make, because I think you, from my viewpoint, you spread the word about unmanned vehicles, and you advocate for them, and I think it is the future, just like you say. So thanks for what you do.
Well, Harry, you hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of unknown aspects of unmanned systems. And unfortunately, sometimes what we've seen in Hollywood or what we imagine is not the truth. And one of the things as a nonprofit organization, we've been at this for 42 years. Wow. So we were country when country wasn't cool. But people are now starting to realize the potential of this technology and the potential of how it can, in fact, do those things that we look at today, and sometimes, especially the very hostile environments that we have to deal with, and say this is a better way of doing business. This is a better mousetrap in many cases.
You know, Mike, when I first started going to your international conferences about 8 years ago, it was almost exclusively military. Right. And that has really changed. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. This is definitely one of those technologies, just like many other technologies, where the research and development came from the military side of the house. It was used by the military, and now it's transitioning to the public safety and to the commercial applications. There's an example that one of my colleagues uses is the jet engine. So from an aviation standpoint, the jet engine came out of the military for the most part. And once it got commercialized, it became more reliable and much more affordable, and then came back to the military, to the point now where the military only is less than 5% of the total market of jet engines, and they buy more jet engines now than they ever have in their existence.
So do you think that's a indicator of what may happen in UAS future?
For sure, for sure. We estimate that, again, the number of unmanned systems that the military has utilized over the last 40, 50 years, we've spent billions of dollars in the research, and the capabilities are very well defined. That will be dwarfed within 10 years of once we're flying in the national airspace by what we'll see on the commercial market. The commercial markets are just growing by leaps and bounds. And when people ask me, well, what would you use this for? I tell them I can't tell you all of them because I just don't know. Who could have predicted that writing apps would be a six-figure salary 7 years ago? We didn't even know what an app was.
Right.
Well, that's what's going to happen with this technology. Once you put it into the hands of men and women that know how to do their job better than anyone else, they're going to come up with ways how to utilize this technology that we could have said, geez, I could have thought of that, just like, I could have invented the paperclip. I didn't, but, I'm smart enough to do that. So this is one of those technologies that I think truly is going to cause people to take a look at how they do their job and figure out a better way to do it more effectively, more efficiently. And as I said earlier, it could be life-saving in many aspects.
Mike, thanks for being on the program, and I really appreciate your enthusiasm. I'd like to get you on next time, and maybe we talk about some of the hot issues with
Anytime for you, Harry. You just let me know when you need me there.
All right, thanks, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's program, and we'll have a couple more of our editions coming up talking about unmanned aircraft and drones. But I want to remind you that on November 15th, here in Anchorage at the LUSAC Library, we're going to have our fall safety seminar. It'll run from 8 to 4. It's free, and I think you'll really enjoy it. The topic this year is going to be VMC into IMC, which is a killer, and it is a real problem in Alaska. So put that on your calendars, November 15th, and until next time, fly safe.